Welcome back, everybody, to the Wolf in San Antonio. Game 4 of a 6-game set between the Missions and Springfield Cardinals. Stu Paul, along with Bob Swoboda, and our producers, Colton Martinez and Brian Jenselson. Eric Yost on the mound, 23 years of age, out of Austin, New York. Making a second start for the Missions, 1-0 with a 1.42 ERA. He'll be facing the left fielder, Noah Mendlinger, who will lead it off here for the Springfield Cardinals in the top of the first inning. Missions had won the opener on Tuesday, coming back to win 5-4, but dropped the next two in the first pitch of the ball game. And the left-hand hitting Mendlinger fouls off to the third base side, and down to play. We're underway at 7:06 p.m. Mendlinger hitting .288 with 18 runs batted in. He's also seen action at second base. Now the kick by Yost to the pitch on the way, and the breaking ball taken down low in the count. 1-1 strike. In his first start against Frisco this past weekend, he went 6 to the third innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run. Walked 2 and struck out 5. The 1-1 in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, Linares, and the count is now at 2-1 strike. Missions had won the game that Yost started on August 2nd by a score of 4-2. He's got a very good curve, and he lines one into left center field. A leadoff single for Mendlinger here in the top of the first inning. Wyatt Hoffman, the center fielder, plays it back in. So Mendlinger, who has 10 steals, will be held on at first by Devin Ortiz. And with nobody out, it brings up to shortstop Jeremy Rivas. So Mendlinger was on base 4 times last night. And Mendlinger now has 3 hits in this series. Rivas, the right-hand batter, 208 batting average, 8 homers, 40 RBIs, swing and a miss off fastball away, and the count 0-1. Yost's fastball is around 91 to 93 miles an hour. But his best pitch has been a curve. He throws a slider. Now he checks to runner at first. Mendlinger leading away with nobody out in the pitch. There's a line drive to right center. Already 2 hits for the Cardinals. And rounding second, heading to third, Mendlinger. And now the throw to third. And he is safe at third. And going to second on the throw is Rivas. And now the Cardinals have runners at second and third with nobody out. When that ball was hit in the right center, it took a funny spin on Hoffman. But what an effort trying to get Mendlinger, who made it all the way from first to third. And Rivas took second on the throw to third. So the Cardinals already are in business with runners at second and third. And nobody out for the catcher, Leonardo Bernal.
Mendlinger, he didn't hesitate. He had third on his mind all the way.
Now stepping in the catcher, Leonardo Bernal. Switch hitter bang left-handed, looks at a strike on the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike on Bernal, hitting .271. 12 home runs, 51 runs batted in. In at third, Castagnone. In at first now is Ortiz. Down the stretch. The 0-1 delivery and a bouncer to first. It is taken by Ortiz, so good at the plate, the slide, and out at home plate is Mendlinger. Ortiz fielded the one-hopper next to the line at first, threw on to Linares. The throw was on the first base side of the plate as Mendlinger tried to slide in there, but Linares applying the quick tag. So the play at home goes 3-2. 1 out, they got the lead man, Rivas, going over to third, and Bernal is out. So it is a 3-2 double play. That's a big, big double play as Ortiz also stepped on the bag. And now here's Joshua Baez, center fielder, takes a slider low and away, 1-0. Devin Ortiz at first, Anthony Villar at second, Francisco Acuna at short, Marcus Castagnone at third. Now the stretch by Eric Yost with a runner at third. The pitch, slider, strike in the outside corner. Good backdoor slider, 1-1.
What a play by Ortiz, Stu. You called it perfectly, and they nailed him at the plate. Nice play all the way around.
Got to get to those Cardinals early. Jacob Campbell in left, Wyatt Hoffman in center, Moises Gomez in right. And the pitch, and that is hit foul to the right side and out of play. 1-2 the count. Oswaldo Linares is catching, and on the mound, Eric Yost, who went to Northeastern University in Boston. Now he toes the rubber. With Fort Wayne, he was 4-7, but had a nice 2.89 ERA and 17 starts for the Tin Caps. 2 outs, runner at third, nothing, top of the first, and the slider misses way outside and low. And Baez takes it for a ball, 2-2. Baez hit one of the 2 homers that Springfield had in the 8th inning when Springfield got 4 runs broke the game open and held on to win 6-2 over the Missions here in San Antonio last night. Ground ball's hit to second base, taken by Villar. On to first in time to Ortiz, and a nice job by Yost to get out of trouble here in the first inning. So for the Cardinals in the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, a run to left and third at the end of one half inning of play on this Friday night at Wolf Stadium. It's the Springfield Cardinals nothing, and the San Antonio Missions are coming to bat. 24-year-old left-hander Brycen Mautz, M-A-U-T-Z, 6'4", 220-pounder out of San Diego, California, is on the mound for the Springfield Cardinals, the Texas League Pitcher of the Month for the month of July. 4-2 at a 3.22 ERA. His 19th appearance has started, and he'll be facing the first baseman Devin Ortiz, who will lead it off for the Missions in the last of the first inning. Left-hander Mautz has decided into the motion to pitch to Ortiz. Slider hit foul on the first base side, 0-1. What a play Ortiz made when Leonardo Bernal had hit that bounce to the first. It was just inside the first base line. Ortiz stepped on the bag to retire him and threw to the plate to get Mendlinger out on a 3-2 play after the Cardinals had the first 2 men on hits.
Yeah, going back to that play, often the first baseman has the weakest arm on the field, but Ortiz, being a third baseman, has that shotgun for an arm, and he fired a strike to the plate.
Second pitch was a ball, now a curve ball is taken for a strike in the outside corner. And Ortiz behind 1-2, right-hand batter hitting .254, 5 homers, 31 RBIs. Now the pitch on the way. Slider inside and low, and it's 2-2. Mautz has worked 70 into the third innings. He's allowed 69 hits, 29 runs, 28 earned, 24 walks, 89 Ks, but he has given up 11 round trippers. The infield toward the left, nobody out last to the first, and the pitch swing and a miss, a breaking ball, and Ortiz fans for out number 1 here in the first inning. Nice breaking ball by Mautz, who picks up his first strikeout. Here's the right fielder, Moises Gomez, and setting the defense for the Springfield Cardinals. Trey Page is at first, Brody Moore at second, Jeremy Rivas at short, Ramon Mendoza at third. Noah Mendlinger in left, Joshua Baez at center, Miguel Ugueto is in right, Leonardo Bernal is catching it on the mound. Left-hander Brycen Mautz, and the fastball high and away to Gomez, and the count 1-0. 236 hitter with 6 homers and 36 runs batted in. Not quite the year that he has wanted after signing with San Diego this offseason. A swing and a miss. It's 1-1. He has spent some time with the Cardinals organization, and 1 year he hit more than 30 home runs when he was with AAA Memphis and AA Springfield. And a check swing, fastball off the outside corner, taken for a ball, 2-1. Missions wearing their traditional white uniforms, Missions across, name and number back in navy blue. Now holding his set is Mautz. The kick, the 2-1 delivery, fastball up high, 3-1. Springfield wearing their powder blue road uniforms with Springfield across in red with a black horizontal bat with red birds on each side. Red cap reminds me of the Cardinals and Phillies uniforms they wore in the 70s and 80s. Number on back in red. And the next pitch, there's a fly ball hit into right center field and fairly deep, but calling for it now is the right fielder Ugueto, and Miguel Ugueto makes the catch, 2 men away. Now the shortstop Francisco Acuna will step in. 245 hitter, 8 home runs, and 34 runs batted in.
You described the uniforms, but tomorrow night they'll be wearing the uniforms of the Hill Country Schools, Kerrville Tivy, Ingram Tom Moore, Comfort, and Center Point.
Yeah, nice fundraiser we will have for the victims. Terrible flooding a month ago up in the Hill Country in Kerrville, and a swing and a miss to the count 0-1. Acuna with a career-high 8 home runs. Mautz was with the University of San Diego and had started there as a reliever. The left-hander kicks, the 0-1 pitch, curve, and it's over for a call strike in the count 0-2.
Yeah, even if you haven't been out to the ballpark all season, this would be the perfect time tomorrow night. Expect a big crowd, great reason to be out here for the flood victims.
2-strike delivery, swing and a miss, a breaking ball, and Acuna strikes out to end the bottom of the first. So Brycen Mautz fans appear in the home half of the first, 3 up and 3 down, nothing across. We have completed 1 on this Friday night here at Wolf Stadium. It is the Missions nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Back for the second inning after this. Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Mission's home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit TexasFarmBureau.org/sports to learn more. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the San Antonio Missions. Ramon Mendoza leads off, and the right-hitting third baseman looks at a pitch on the outside corner for Merrick Yost. It's a strike. 0-1 to start the second. Yost working quickly on the pitch. Slider low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mendoza, right-hand batter, hitting .249, 12 home runs and 47 RBIs. He's from Tijuana, Mexico, where Victor Lizardo grew up after he was born in San Diego. And the next pitch, and it's outside and low, and the count 2-1. Cardinals had a threat to get an early lead against Eric Yost. They had the first him and on, but they couldn't score. 2-1 delivery and a swing and a miss. That fastball stuck at the plate. And a count 2-2, and Yost throwing a 4-seamer as well as a 2-seamer. Big play was when Bernal hit into that 3-2 double play. When Ortiz, who's playing first tonight, fielded the ground ball, stepped on the bag at first to get Bernal and through the plate, and Medlinger was nailed on the 3-2 double play. 2-2 pitch, a little bit high. Fastball missing, full count 3-2. Mendoza has appeared in the Mexican Winter League in each of the last 5 all seasons. Cardinals signed him as an international free agent back in 2018. And the next pitch just outside and low, ball 4. And for the second straight inning, the Springfield Cardinals had the leadoff man on. First walk allowed by Yost, and with nobody out, it brings up the first baseman, Trey Page. Left-hand batter hitting .225, 4 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Page did not play in the game last night. Now holding a set is Yost. He delivers fastball and a swing and a miss, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Page is 2 for 9 in the series. He had a 2-run homer last Tuesday, and the Missions come from behind, 5-4 win. Now holding a set, Yost checks runner first, and the pitch on the way. And there's a 1-hop in the second taken by Villar to the shortstop. Acuna covering second for 1 and on to first out of time. Very close play as Page ran hard down the line toward first. It was a 1-hopper that Villar had. Took a little bit of a split second late to release the ball, but flipped on Acuna, who got rid of it in a hurry. They got Mendoza out at second on the force. That play goes 6-4. But the throw to first too late, and Page reaches on the fielder's choice, and that is 1 man away.
That was kind of a slow hopper, so it was a hard play to double up.
Miguel Ucacho, the right fielder at the plate. Right-hand batter looks to strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Hitting .303 with 2 homers and 14 runs batted in. Yost facing Springfield for the very first time. Now the right hitter checks the runner at first. He stretches the 1-strike pitch way inside. I think Linares nearly got crossed up and had to reach in at the last minute, although he has not gone out to talk to Yost. And the count 1-1. Usually a catcher goes out to talk to a pitcher if he does get crossed up. But those guys were in Fort Wayne, so they know each other well. The 1-1. Fastball inside again as Aguero had his spin out of the way, and the count 2-1. 12 of the last 13 starts that Yost has made has gone at least 5 innings. He was the Midwest League Pitcher of the week of June 22nd. Once again, he looks toward first where Page leads the way, and the next pitch, line drive to left field, a base hit. And up with it, Campbell will play it back in. Stopping at second is Page. So the Cardinals with their 3rd hit off Yost, not as sharp as he was in the game up in Frisco this past weekend. So the Cardinals have batted another threat. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The hitter will be the second baseman, Brody Moore. He bats right-handed, hitting .194, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. This Cardinal team is just so good, but Yost knows with the way the Missions have been hitting as of late over the last few series here at the Wolf, Yost needs to try to settle down once again like he did in the first, and the fastball's down low for a ball in the count. 1-0. And the Missions, who had 1 big double play in the first, would not mind having another one here in the second.
Yeah, in his 6 1/3 innings in Frisco, he gave up only 2 hits, so he's already given up more than that.
Yes, sir. Now the kick, the 1-0 delivery, slider low and outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Bunch of the infield is in the shade, short left field in the shade. All outfielders in the sunlight. Left side of the infield in the shade, while Villar and Ortiz, the 2 men on the right side of the infield, still in the sunlight. So the runners lead at first and second. 1 out, top of the second, nothing to pitch. And it's outside, ball 3, and now Yost is behind on more 3-0. Keep in mind, this Cardinal team is the best right now. They've been a very patient club. Frisco not as talented as this Cardinal team. These guys know how to be selective. The outfield a bit toward the right, the pitch, and a strike on the outside corner. So Moore took it all the way, 3-1 on the Cardinals' second baseman. On deck, the designated hitter, Darlin Moketti. Infield hoping for a double play again. The 3-1 pitch, check swing, just outside. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. 2 walks in the inning for Eric Yost. So Page will go to third. Down to second goes Uketo, and Moore on first. 1 out down the infield end, and I see Anthony Villar will go out to have a word with Eric Yost. He seems to be a little bit disgusted right now, and here comes Jeff Andrews, the pitching coach, going out to the mound. He might have some butterflies because he is pitching at home for the very first time, and he even mentioned that he really has not been used to this kind of heat that Texas normally adapt to during the summer. Of course, he grew up in the Northeast, and he did spend time out west with Lake Elsinore, so he certainly has gotten used to the nice weather out there, although it's not humid at all out there. And Andrews' conversation is done, and he will go back to the dugout, and the other players who gathered in on the conversation will go back to their respective positions. So here's Darlin Moketti, the DH hitting .253, 6 home runs, 31 RBIs. He went 0 for 4 in the game last night. Open stance right-hand batter. Holding a set now is Yost. Runners lead away at every base. The pitch, fastball and a swing and a miss. Blew it right by Moketti, and the count 0-1. Yost, the Padres' number 22 prospect, according to MLB Pipeline. His college coach was Mike Glavin and his brother Tom Glavin, the former Braves and Mets pitcher. And the pitch, and that one is taken low and outside, slider missing, and Yost has been utilizing the slider a lot, but it has been taken since it has broken wide. 1 ball, 1 strike, keep an eye. No place to put Moketti. The outfield straight away. At the belt is Yost, the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit towards second and off the glove of Villar and out into center field. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Stopping at second is Moore. Ground ball right up the middle next to the bag at second. Villar had a double play right there, and it just went off his glove and past him and out into center field. So Page and Uketo come in to score. Moore stops at second, and Moketti is on at first. And the Cardinals with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. And that will be an error charge to Villar, E4. Mission just simply blew that play, and now the batter, the left-hand hitting left fielder Noah Mendlinger, who singled his first time up and takes it up high, 1-0, and he was out at the plate on that 3-2 double play in the first inning.
And Villar, who's been stupendous at second base all season long, has made errors in the games last night and tonight.
Pitches inside for a ball, and now the count 2-0.
Rarity for him.
Yeah, he's been solid on defense, but again, not tonight in this inning. Runners lead at first and second, 1 out. Second inning, Cardinals lead 2-0, and the fastball missing low and inside for a ball. 3-0 the count. A walk here will load the bop.
Yeah, that would have been an inning double play.
And he was right next to the bag. I think he was worried about getting to that bag before waiting for that ball to get into his glove, and it went off part of his glove and down to center field, allowing a pair of runs to come in. Fastball strike in the inside corner, so Mendlinger took it all the way. 3-1 on the Cardinals left fielder, and on deck, the shortstop, Jeremy Rivas. Now Yost in trouble, 3-1 pitch. This one's hit high in the air toward the left field line, but that's going to go foul, and that will be out of play, and the count is full at 3-2. Medlinger, 288 hitter, coming into the game. And time is called. Moquette does get at least one RBI because you cannot really assume a double play. It allowed the first run Page to come in, and then the error that allowed Ugeto to come in. And the pitch, and it is taken for a call, third strike. And that's a big one as Bendlicker is caught looking. So they're a 2-bit away, and that's the first strikeout for Eric Yost, and he needed that one. Runners still remain at first and second with 2-bit out, and here's the shortstop, Jeremy Rivers. Got himself a base hit and then went to second on throw. And a little roller down the first base line taken by Yost. Fair ball. Throw to first in time to Ortiz. 1-3 put out. Side retired. But the Cardinals do score 2 runs here in the second inning. There was 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 big error, and the Cardinals lead 2-0 on. In the middle of the second, from the Wolf, it's the Springfield Cardinals 2, the San Antonio Missions nothing. 2-0 Cardinals as San Antonio bats to the last of the second against lefty Brycen Mautz. And the leadoff man, Albert Fabian, the DH, fouls one off his foot as the ball rolled to the first base side and down the play on a 1-strike count. Fabian normally playing left field, but tonight DHing hitting 306 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs. Cardinals very high on this left-hander from San Diego, Brycen Mautz. He had fanned 2 in the first, and the pitch, and this is hit high in the air, foul off to the third base side. That'll be out of play, and the count is 0-2. Well, the Cardinals getting the early lead. They took advantage of what could have been a possible 4-3 double play, but Villar could not hail the ground ball next to the bag at second, and 2 runs came in after the ball went into center field. And the next pitch, off the inside corner and low to Fabian, and the count 1-2. Fabian has had a good series against Springfield. He's 4 for 10, including a double and 2 runs batted in. He had the game-winning double in the 8th inning last Tuesday when the Missions were down 4-0 and came back to beat Springfield 5-4 on August 5th. The pitch, slider and a swing and a miss, and Fabian is fooled. Strike 3 struck him out. 1 down. And I'll tell you, this Mautz has a good curve and good slider, and he's fanned 3 of the first 4 in this ball game. I want 1 down and brings up the third baseman, Marcus Castagnone. Right-hand batter hitting .267, 10 home runs, and a club-leading 47 RBIs. He had himself a good night last time when he walked twice and singled in a run in the 8th inning. And he checks his swing and takes the fastball off the outside corner for a ball, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Castagnone seeing a lot of action at third, but he has also seen action at second. And he asked for time. He attended UC Santa Barbara out in California, and a big LeBron James fan. Castagnone is 26 years of age. 3 for 8 in this series against Springfield. Down the left-hander, Mautz into the motion, and he goes back to the plate. And this one is popped up on the right side, playable for Moore. Second baseman shading his eyes. He's there. He's got it 2 down. And that's 5 in a row set down by Brycen Mautz. Missions trail 2-0 with 2 outs in the home half of the second for the Wolf. Second baseman Anthony Villar hoping to make up for that error stepping in. But as Bob mentioned, this guy really has done a solid job as both the second baseman and catcher. I think he was worried more about getting to the bag and just letting that ball go off his glove and past him. Left-hand batter, .227 hitter, 4 homers, 27 RBIs, and takes one off the outside corner, 1-0. But keep in mind, he also has had a couple of clutch hits. In one game, he had a 2-run double to left and also a bases clearing 3-run triple a few nights ago. The 1-0 pitch. And there's the strike on the inside corner to Villar. 1 ball, 1 strike. A man who has recruited by the University of North Carolina, as well as his hometown University of Miami, where he attended school. And the 1-1 and the curve, and that missed inside for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wide receiver who takes his eye off the ball as he's already planning his moves, and then he drops the ball. So he was thinking about that double play, and the ball got away from him.
Yeah, that's a good analogy you brought up there, Bob. And the pitch inside. Just watch the ball in your hands, no matter what sport you play. 3-1, and unfortunately, it just didn't pan out for Villar, but he knows he has to forget about it and put it behind him, since we're only in the second, and the Mission's still down by only 2 here in the second, and Villar will ask for time.
And as you said, he's contributed big at the plate in this series, and maybe he'll do it again tonight.
Now they kick the 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4, and Villar keeps the inning alive with a 2-out walk. That's the first base runner for the Mission's. First walk allowed by Brycen Mautz. He had retired the first 5, and with 2 men out, it brings up the catcher, Osvaldo Linares, who's still looking for his first hit since being called up to Double-A ball. Right-hand batter has been up 9 times. He's failed to get a hit, but he's walked 1 time. Deep in third is Mendoza. Now holding his head is Mautz, and he deals to the slider way inside and low, and dancing out of the way of that one is Linares, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals drafted Mautz in the second round back in 2022. Checks runner Villar off first, the pitch, and there's a high fly ball in the left field, fairly deep. Mellinger goes back, has a play, finding the sun, makes the catch, side is out. And for the Missions in the second inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and they leave a man on base. At the end of 2 on this Friday night at Wolf Stadium, and still Springfield 2, San Antonio nothing. Third inning coming right up. Who hit into that 3-2 double play his first time up. That helped Yost escape trouble before the Cardinals got to him with a pair of runs in the second. Fastball outside to the count, 3-0. And by the way, one of the owners for the Missions, the great Manu Ginobili, the former Spurs star guard, will throw out a ceremonial first pitch to a student athlete from one of the schools tomorrow. And a strike call on the inside corner. Bernal took it all the way. 3 balls, 1 strike. And on deck, the center fielder, Joshua Baez. The infield toward the right for the left-hand batter, who's got some pop. Solidly built. Now the kick. Yost with the 3-1. Strike call in the outside corner. Delayed call by the plate umpire, Alex Shears. Full count, 3-2. Stick around after the game to catch a special Saturday night fireworks spectacular, courtesy of Bud Light. And just like tonight, a 50-50 raffle in partnership with the Round Rock Express and the Nolan Ryan Foundation. Fans can take part in the 50-50 raffle, benefiting the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. Payout pitch on the way. What happened to first and off the glove of Ortiz and down the right field line. Hustling after it is Gomez. He'll fire it back into second, and Bernal is on at first. That has to be a hit. That ball was really ripped and too hot to hit. Ortiz normally plays the hot corner at third, but that ball was really scorched. And Bernal has the Cardinals' 4th inning of the game off Yost, and for the 3rd straight inning, Springfield has the leadoff man on, and Yost can ill afford to give up any more walks or hits, nor the Missions to commit any errors, being down by 2 already. And here's Joshua Baez stepping in, check swing, fastball, a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on the Cardinals center fielder, who had been up once and bounced to second in the 1st inning. By the way, the jackpot will grow through tonight and tomorrow as the next pitch is popped up foul and playable for the Linares, throwing the helmet away. No, I thought he had it, but it kept carrying. It went over the net and out of play, 0-2. One lucky winner announced at the end of the 7th inning of tomorrow's game, by the way. And don't forget, Missions fans, every Saturday night home game, including tomorrow, you will have a chance to participate in the Texas Lottery Lucky Row. Each attendee in the selected row who is 18 years of age or older will win scratch tickets courtesy of the Texas Lottery. The stretch by Eric Yost. The 2-strike delivery, and this one's lifted high in the air, shallow right field. Hustling in is Gomez. He's there, makes the catch for the out. Ball had enough hang time for Moises to get to it. So Baez, who bounced to second, has fly to right, so he's 0 for 2. So Bernal holding it first with 1 out, and here's the third baseman, Ramon Mendoza, who drew a walk his first time up in the second.
Gomez gets to just about everything out there. He's got more speed than you'd think, and he knows how to cover the outfield.
He started the year in left, and he's got a good arm and playing it right a lot. And you're right, he is faster, considering he's a big man. I figured most can't run well, but he certainly can. He's a good athlete as Mendoza fouls the pitch off to the right side of the count. No balls and one strike.
And what I like to say always, he loves baseball. He's just a happy man to be playing baseball, being in a uniform.
Well, certainly we wish him well. He's not had the kind of year everybody hopes, including him, but we still have 5 weeks left. He hopes to finish strong in a swing and a miss. 2-strike count of Mendoza. By the way, tomorrow's game, like tonight, starts at 7:05, and the gates will open at 6. You can order your tickets by going online at samissions.com or call the missions office at 210-675-7275. 2-strike delivery, fastball way up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Trey Page on deck. The Cardinals getting 2 runs to the second off Eric Yost. A big error by Anthony Villar opened up the doors for 2 Springfield runs, and they have a 2-0 lead. They're 23-13 in the second half. Check swing, and it's just, no, delay call, strike 3. Normally, Alex Shears, I do not see his right hand moving or anything unless he probably just shouts to the batter. And with Mendoza, he just walked away and is called out on strikes. 2 men away, and for Eric Yost, that's strikeout number 2. And here's Trey Page. Reached on the fielder's choice and scored the run. Delayed steal, runner goes, pitch taken full ball to throw to second. Safe at second base is Pinal. That's stolen base number 11 for the Cardinal catcher. Delayed steal, and he was able to get in there ahead of the tag applied by Acuna. Not a bad throw by Oswaldo Linares, but Pinal was able to get in there, and he runs pretty well for a catcher. And the Cardinals as a team now have 148 stolen bases. Dancing off second, Pinal the pitch, and the off-speed pitch misses the outside corner. And now Yost, who continues to fall behind people, is behind on Page at 2-0. 2-0 Springfield as they bat here at the top of the third, hoping to make it 3 wins in a row against the Missions. Now the stretch. Pitch on the way. Hit high in the air to left center field. And going towards left is the left fielder Campbell, and he and Hoppin collided. And the catch had been made. And the side's retired. Boy, very close. And Campbell a little bit bigger than the 5'8 Hoppin. No runs, 1 hit. And a man left at second. Cardinals have stranded 4 on, but after 2.5, they do lead the Missions 2-0. Off the glove of Mautz, taken by the second baseman. Moore to throw to first, and he still got him. What a play by Brody Moore. It was a bounce hit by Campbell that went off part of the glove of the pitcher Mautz. It bounced the other bag at second. Moore didn't waste any time backhanding the ball. He got rid of it in a hurry. And Campbell, who is out, and that play goes 1-for-3. Came into the game hitting .238 with 2 RBIs. And now stepping in, the center fielder, Wyatt Hoppin, the man who caught that fly ball. 143 hitter, 6 RBIs, and he looks at a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Mautz off to a terrific start. He has set down 7 of the first 8, the only man to reach. Villar, who had the 2-out walk, and that was his error, by the way, in the second that led to the 2 Cardinal runs. Fastball high and away to Hoppin, 1 ball and 1 strike in the Mission center fielder. Still looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 10. The delivery, check swing fastball, strike in the outside corner. And now the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brycen Mautz going after his 5th win for Springfield. Has to sign the delivery. Just missed in the outside corner of the count. We'll leave it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mautz did sign for $1.1 million. He's moved up exactly 1 level per season since when stops at Palm Beach in 23. High A Peoria last year, and now Double A Springfield in a stint in the Arizona Fall League as the next pitch taken for a ball, 2-2 on Hoppin. Now the left-hander has to sign. He's into motion. The kick, the 2-2 delivery way up high. Full count, 3-2. sort of hit a wall in the Midwest League last year, but the former Torero has bounced back nicely. It is age 23 season. Now he's 24. Basically a low three-quarter slot. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball. And that is just down low. Ball 4 didn't miss by much. And Hopkins on with a one-out walk. That is the second walk allowed by Mautz. One away, back to the top of the order for Devin Ortiz, who struck out his first time up. Mautz' fastball basically is in the 91 through the 95 mile an hour range. It's a slider. Normally has been considered his best pitch with good depth. He has the changeup that's in the mid-80s. And a quick delivery way inside for a ball as Ortiz had to back up a little bit. 1-0 on the Mission's first baseman. He's seen some action at first base. One of two Missions to have 2 homers in one ball game. He did against Wichita nearly a month ago on July 13th. And he bunts it, and it goes foul. 1-1. And Marcus Castagnone had himself a pair of home runs in one of the games against the Frisco Rough Riders. That was back on August 2nd. And in fact, it was Eric Yost who pitched that ball game, and Castagnone had driven in all 4 runs to the Mission's 4-2 win over the Riders. They had lost 3 of the first 4 in that series up in Riders Field before taking the next 2 to gain a split in the series. Now holding his set, the left-hander Mautz checks the runner, hopping off first. 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball. Swung on. Drive hit toward the left field line, but that's going to go way foul. And Ortiz lost his balance. Still hit it well, but now the count 1-2. And on deck, the right fielder, Moises Gomez. Hoppin with 7 steals. He's been caught stealing one time, but as a team, the Missions have 94 steals. Mautz getting a sign from Bernal down the left-handed stretches. Mendoza in the third. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Slice foul to the right side, hitting toward the picnic area, and it goes out of play. And the count will hold at 1-2 on Devin Ortiz, the native of Nutley, New Jersey. Ortiz 0 for 2 in the series. Well, actually 0 for 3 after he struck out in the first. In fact, all 3 at bats against Springfield he's fanned. And the pitch, ground ball hit down to third. Mendoza up and into second for 1. Throw to first around the horn. It is a 5-4-3 double play, so Hoppin and Ortiz are erased on the twin killing, and the side's retired. And for the Missions in the third, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and nobody left. We go to the 4th inning. On this Friday night, the Wolf Cardinals still lead it 2-0. 4th inning will come right up. 4th inning coming out, Springfield batting, leading 2-0, and now to paint the word picture for you, Bob Swoboda.
Thank you, Stu. Great to be back with you, Mission fans. We go into the 4th inning. Mission's down 2-0. That ball hit in the air down the right field line, and it's going to tail into the stands and out of play. Takes a big bounce down there off the roof of that tent where they have picnics and other events. And here we go. 1 strike on the batter, Miguel Ugueto. And a slider slides outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slight wind blowing in over the right field wall. And on the hill, Eric Yost, one of the newcomers with the Missions, had a beautiful game up in Frisco the other day. A big hopper out to the shortstop Acuna, up with it, over to first in time to get Ugueto. 1 down. Yost in that game pitched 6 1/3 innings, gave up only 2 hits. Tonight, though, he's behind 2-0. A big error hurt him. One of those runs, I guess, will be earned, the other not. The pitch now to the next batter, that's Brody Moore. Moore played shortstop last night. Right-handed hitter. Waggles that big bat, waits for the delivery, and it is a fastball letter high in there. Strike 2, 0-2. On deck is Darlin Moquete. At the plate, Brody Moore. And Brody takes that pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 away, nobody on. We're in the 4th. Springfield scored 2 in the second. That's all the scoring so far tonight. And he lofts a little loop into right field. Can Gomez get it? And yes, he does. Moises comes in and makes the catch. As we've said, he's got good range out there for a big man.
Since that leadoff single by Bernal in the third, Yost pitching his best stretch of baseball tonight. He has retired 5 consecutive Cardinals.
Yeah, he settled down after staggering a bit early, but he's pitching like he did up in Frisco again tonight. The pitch, and that ball is belted into shallow left field. Going out is Acuna. He's there, and he makes the catch. So a nice 1-2-3 inning as Eric Yost sets the Cardinals down in order. We go into the bottom of the fourth here at the Wolf in San Antonio, Texas, with a score Springfield 2 and San Antonio nothing. Back at the ballpark, Luke Montz sends his number 2, 3, and 4 hitters up against this big left-hander, Brycen Mautz. And leading off would be Moises Gomez, the big hard-hitting right fielder. And he takes a strike. We're underway. Mission's honoring our service members between innings, as they always do. We love those folks for all they do to protect our country and all of us American citizens. There's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he gets under it, pops it foul off to the right side, and that will carry out a play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gomez.
That break by Montz, really last minute breaking in, and Gomez a little bit late on it, but still was able to fight it off.
Here comes Mott's next pitch, and it's a little bit low, and it evens up at 2-2. Gomez lays off that low and outside slider more than he did earlier in the season. And a little tapper, it'll go foul off to the left side. And the count now 2-2. Moises stands 6 feet, weighs 200 pounds. He's 26 years old. He's from Caracas, Venezuela, the capital city of that country in South America. He swings and misses, strike 3. 1 down.
That's the 4th strikeout for Montz, by the way, Bob.
Yeah, he's dominant out there so far tonight. He hasn't given up a base hit. He's walked only 1. So time for the Missions to break through. Who will do it? Francisco Acuna coming up. Acuna waits, goes after it, pops it up right side, and it'll tail into the seats and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Beautiful night in San Antonio. Yes, hot, but it cools down here in the evening. And you got that breeze that blows in out of the south. Usually cools things down. That's off the plate for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Acuna. Fine shortstop for San Antonio. Excellent addition to the ball club. Probably the steadiest shortstop we've had in the last couple years, last few years. Jackson Merrill, he was a good one, but he went up to the big leagues and he plays center field now.
And doing a great job, whether it's center field here or shortstop here, center field up in San Diego. He's a great all-around athlete, doing a really great job helping the Padres stay in contention in the National League West.
Right, they're only 2 out now, challenging the Dodgers. Acuna with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes on him. Francisco takes it inside. It broke inside, just missed. Ball 2. 2-2.
Got to give A.J. Prello a lot of credit. I mean, he wants to help deliver a world championship to those star fans in San Diego. They have not won a World Series at all since they started way back in 1969.
And they're drawing fantastic crowds. Comebacker to the pitcher. He's got it. Toss to first in time. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, they won the pennant in 84, lost to Detroit. Won the pennant in 98, got swept by the Yankees. Both those American League teams had dominant years in those respective years in 84 and 98. But San Diego, they want one so badly. They lost to the Dodgers in the playoffs last year, so they're hoping to gain some revenge on L.A. this year.
One of the most beautiful cities in America. Perfect weather over there. Swing and a miss by the next batter, Albert Fabian.
Yeah, the Gaslamp Quarters, the harbor downtown, and also the Coronado Islands. Take a ferry to the Coronado Islands. It's worth it, folks.
One of the best zoos in the country.
That's on my bucket list the next time I visit there.
Here comes the pitch. Slider way outside and low, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I love going to zoos. I remember I used to have a bag of popcorn, used to feed it to the elephants. That was one of the favorite things I did as a kid at the zoo.
Bronx Zoo.
Yes.
Up and in for a ball. 2-1.
And they had the Queens Zoo in Queens and Flushing Meadow Park, and of course the Central Park Zoo, but the Bronx Zoo is the best of them all.
Well, I grew up in St. Louis with the St. Louis Zoo. That and San Diego are considered the 2 top zoos in the country. Of course, there are other zoos that would challenge that.
Here in San Antonio, they have a good zoo as well.
Fouled away, count remains 2-2. Yes, a beautiful zoo here. My daughter takes her kids there all the time.
And some nice aquariums there too.
Popped up. That should be easy on the infield. Who's going to get it? Third baseman calling for it, coming down the line. Ooh, a lot of white there, but he hung on, and that ends the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Brycen Mautz. At the end of 4, it's still Springfield 2 and San Antonio nothing. All right, we head into the 5th inning here in San Antonio. It'll be the top of the order. Starting off with Noah Medlinger. He's playing left field tonight. Chopper out to the second baseman Villar, gloves it, over to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the way we like it. 4-3 if you're scoring along with us. And here is the shortstop, Jeremy Rivas.
Natalie Yost getting ahead of the hitters, minimizing his pitches, and really settling down nicely after being up and down the first couple of innings, and he is now retired 7 in a row.
And swinging on the first pitch is the next batter. Hits it to deep center field, but Hoffman, he's got room. He goes back, way back, near the warning track, and pulls it down for out number 2. That was Jeremy Rivas.
As Maxwell Smart might say, would you believe 8 in a row now? And you can't fully fault him. Unfortunately, when the Cardinals had a couple on and 1 man out, when Buchetti hit that ground ball right toward the bag at second, looked like a 4-3 double play, and Villar just misplayed it.
Well, 2 pitches, 2 out. And now Leonardo Bernal's up there, and he takes it ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Yost's next delivery, again off the plate, ball 2.
And the error led to the 2 Cardinal runs that both Trey Page and Miguel Buchetti have scored for the 2-0 Cardinal lead, which we still have here in the 5th.
Yost has walked 2 tonight and given up 4 base hits. Ball 3, a little bit off the plate. 3 balls to no strikes to Leonardo Bernal. He hit into a double play and singled. Left-handed batter. And he takes it outside. Ball 4. 4 bad ones and a free pass. That's the 3rd walk given up by Yost. A man aboard with 2 gone. And coming up now is Joshua Baez. We were talking about San Diego a moment ago. The pitcher for the Cardinals tonight, Mautz, is from San Diego, and our own Ripken Rays goes to school there. Called strike at the knees.
Yeah, both went to the University of San Diego.
Joshua Baez at the plate. Right-handed hitting center fielder. A little looper back of second. That's going to fall in. It'll send the runner from first to third, and it'll wind up with runners at first and third.
The 2-out walk certainly did not help Yost by any means, and Baez just looping it right there to center. And Bernal, as you mentioned, with good speed for a guy his side, he's had 1 stolen base already in the 3rd and just 2 gone. Fortunately for Yost, even though there are now runners at the corners for Springfield, there are 2 outs. So he's hoping to get Ramon Mendoza right now. The only obstacle for him here in the 5th.
Ball wasn't hit particularly well, but it found the right spot. And it is 1st and 3rd, so Yost does have to bear down there. He doesn't want to give up any more runs. He's facing Ramon Mendoza, who had a home run last night. Strike 1 to him.
And keep in mind, Baez, who has 23 steals, he may try to steal even with 2 down, and Linares better also be aware about a runner at 3rd, because twice he's let a runner score for 3rd when he tried to get a guy at 2nd to try to steal.
And there he goes, and he holds it this time. He learned. Yeah. He said, let that guy go, that guy from 3rd, and not going to let him go in. That was the same play. They tried to engineer that double steal again and get the runner in from 3rd. But Linares has learned what he needs to do, and that's hold the ball in that occasion.
Most important thing, just get this final out to keep it a 2-run game.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't know if he might have had a little radio in his helmet or something, but like you said, experience taught him after the last night, or who knows, but maybe some little radio might have been in his head.
Well, you brought up the point, and that was a good one, that he did allow that to happen twice, and he did not go for it this time. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Yost gets out of it with no problem. 2 men left aboard. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Missions trail 2-0. Time to get some runs. But held up, but it was in there anyhow for a called strike, a breaking pitch. Castañon from San Bernardino, California. He's 5'10", 195, 26 years old. Too high for a ball, and the count evens. 1 ball and 1 strike. Marcos has had 372 over the last 12 ball games. And he cracks it into center field. Will it fall? Center fielder makes a diving try, but he can't get it off his glove, and it's a base hit for Castañon, leading off the 5th inning. That's the way to do it. A line drive to center. Center fielder Baez gave it a good try. Made a diving attempt, but the ball hit off his glove and fell. And San Antonio has a base runner. So he lost the ball, lost his sunglasses, did the center fielder. So here we go now with Anthony Villar, and that's the first San Antonio base hit. And a breaking pitch is in for a called strike 1. 0-1 to Anthony. Anthony walked his only time up, so no official trips to the plate tonight. Left-handed hitting second baseman, sometimes catcher. He's going to bunt, and he bunts it foul. 0-2. On at first base is Castañon. Marcos edges away, being held on there by the first baseman, Page. Edges further away now, and it's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Missions broke through with their first base hit of the ball game. Springfield has 4, good for their 2 runs. 2-0, Cardinals lead. And the pitch comes in. The batter stepped out. I believe he had timeout. Yeah, he was able to call timeout just before the pitch. But the hurler, Mautz, followed through with his delivery. But it was timeout, so it didn't count. 1-2. Brycen Mautz on the hill. He fires way outside for a ball, and this count evens up at 2-2. Anthony Villar from Miami, Florida. Beautiful city. Lefty from the belt. Brings it to the plate. Villar goes after it, pops it back, and out of play.
And we on the subject of touring and everything, I've been to Miami Sea Aquarium, and they had the parrot jungle. And when I was 13 years old and visited Florida for the first time, believe it or not, I had a bunch of parrots that were on my shoulders and posing. It was a pretty interesting experience. Parrot Jungle.
Yeah, you were kind of like a pirate there. Popped up left side.
I wouldn't say that.
Arg,
Just
is it
a
arg?
curiosity. 2-2.
Had a black patch over your eye.
Thank God I didn't have to worry about that.
2-2. Speaking of Pirates, the Center Point, Texas Pirates will be one of the high schools here. Their uniforms will be worn by the Mission Saturday night, tomorrow night, and then auctioned off. Down into the dirt, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be the Center Point Pirates, the Comfort Bobcats, the Kerrville Tivy Antlers, and the Ingram Tom Moore Warriors. So those 4 schools, all those cities affected by the recent floods, and the Missions will be wearing their uniforms throughout the ball game, and they'll be auctioned off after the game. You'll want to be here tomorrow night. Worthy cause. Swing and a miss, and Villar went after a bad pitch, and he knew it. 1 down.
Yeah, that really sunk at the plate, that slider. Nice pitch, though, by Mautz on the pitching standpoint. And already he has 5 strikeouts in the ball game. Just completely fooled Villar.
And here's one of the newcomers, Osvaldo Linares, looking for his first Mission hit. He flied deep to left his only time up tonight. And he chases after it, got under it, pops it up. Right side, it's going to tail into the seats. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first base. That's Castagnon, who led off with a single. Marcos with a good lead over there. And the pitch to Linares is fouled back, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. On deck, Jacob Campbell. Linares steps out. Taps the plate with the bat, adjusts his batting helmet, facing the southpaw. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down, 2 strikeouts in the inning. And Mr. Mautz continues to look good.
You got to give this Cardinal team a lot of credit. Their scouts really have done a great job. I mean, you look at Thompson, who did pitch pretty well in the first game. Brand Thompson making his AA debut. Henderson pitched well, but this guy, Mautz, continued where he left off when he was Texas League Pitcher of the Month last month.
And even the game the Cardinals lost, Hansen had a perfect outing until the relief pitching fell apart for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Pete Hansen, the University of Texas product. So it's one of the best starting staffs I've seen in AA ball, not just in the Texas League.
Campbell up there now. Did he go around? Yes, he did. He tried to hold up. Crowd didn't like the call. They get on the umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Imagine what it's going to be like when these guys do continue to pitch well and head to St. Louis. It's going to send the Cardinals back to another level. Of course, a level they're trying to go back to when they were not only a great team in the 60s, but in the 80s as well.
The delivery is swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And not to mention the 2000s. I mean, 2006, 2011, winning a few championships as well.
Well, they've been down the last few years. Their farm clubs have not performed well, but if this Cardinal team is any indication, they have some good-looking guys in the future. High ball 2, 2-2 to Campbell. But so do the Padres, and we've got a few of them on this ball club. Hawkins looked great the other day. Mendez. Great prospects here. Way outside for a ball. Full count, 3-2.
I'm talking about 2 of the hardest throwers we've seen all year, even though those 2 have just joined the club, as you mentioned. But they not only threw hard, but they threw at great command. I mean, compared to a lot of the other guys I've seen around the league, you can see why they were ready for AA ball when they got their well-deserved promotions.
And you never know how it's going to go, but we may be seeing them here again next year. So look forward to that.
Though Hawkins, he hasn't allowed a run since April. Can you believe that?
Okay, 3-2. The runner will be going. There he goes. Down low. No, at the knees, called strike 3. Looked like it dipped low, but David Robinson, one of the great Spurs, played for the San Antonio NBA team, and he's part owner with the Missions. And there's a bunt attempt by the leadoff man, Trey Page, and he bunts it foul back of the plate. And as Stu has told you, Mano Ginobili, another great Spur, will be out here Saturday night to throw out the first pitch on the Kerrville Hill Country night. Yost fires. That ball hit down the line in left field. It'll be foul, way down there, but foul all the way. Campbell gave it a look, but it was foul from the start. No balls and 2 strikes to Trey Page, the first baseman. He scored one of the 2 Springfield runs. The Cardinals leading 2-0. Got on a fielder's choice and then fly it out. The one hopper backhanded by the first baseman Ortiz. He flips to the pitcher coming across, steps on the bag in time for out number 1. So Stu, this Yost, he has really settled down after having a little shaky start early, but he's really settled down and he's pitching outstandingly.
Yeah, he certainly has. I mean, he knows that he has to be in control of one thing, and that's how he pitches, and hope the bats will eventually come on against a very talented Springfield team. But he's learned to make adjustments after seeing the Cardinals the first or second time around.
Pitch to Miguel Ogueto, the batter, is a called strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. And Yost gets ahead of the count. And a swing and a miss through it right by Ogueto, and it's 0-2. The only 2 runs came on a made-to-order double play that was booted by the second baseman Villar. And that's all the scoring. Other than that, Yost has been really sharp, and we could have a 0-0 ball game had that ever not happened. But that's the way it stands. There's a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ogueto. And again, a slider low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ogueto spells his name U-Q-U-E-T-O and pronounced Ogueto. And he chases after that one, lofts a fly down the right side, out of play. A bunch of youngsters in those Missions soccer theme uniforms out there that were given out before the ball game. Those jerseys. Count remains 2-2. 1 gone. And he went around, tried to up, and it's a strikeout. 2 away.
I thought he went a little bit half the area of the strike zone, so it was right there, and Ghetto got fooled. So Eric Yost just doing his job right now, trying to keep it a ball game. As the Missions know, they eventually have to figure out a way to get to Mautz, and whoever might relieve him, but he's been pitching well. He may stay in for a while.
That's Yost's 4th strikeout. He has fanned 4, and he's walked 3. Ball 1. Brody Moore. Outside. Ball 2. 2-0. He's got a high pitch count tonight. He's been going to a high ball strike count a number of times. And he fires that one right by the batter, who swings and misses. Strike 1. He just blew that one by him. Eric Yost ready to fire. A big 1 chopper to Acuna.
Hi, Missions fans. I'm Manu Ginobili. Enjoy today's game and remember that you can follow the San Antonio Missions all season on the radio and streaming live on Country Legends KKYX 680 AM, 104.9 FM, and KKYX.com.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the sixth inning. Wyatt Hoffman to lead it off. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Brycen Mautz has been dominating tonight. He's given up only one base hit. He's walked one. And a swing and a miss, strike two.
Right now, the Missions have action in their bullpen. Right-hander Andrew Moore. He might come on when the Cards bat in the seventh inning.
And the Cardinals have a guy throwing in their pen. That's Tyler Brandt. The lefty's delivery. Curveball in there for a called strike three. Hoffman knew it, and he walks away, headed to the dugout. One down, top of the order now, Devin Ortiz.
4 consecutive strikeouts for Brycen Mautz. He has 8 in the ballgame. We're still just in the sixth inning, Bob.
What a job he's done. These starting pitchers for Springfield have been superb. The delivery to Ortiz. He swings right through it. Strike one. No balls, one strike. Ortiz playing first base tonight. Threw a man out at the plate earlier in the game on a double play. Breaking pitch inside and low. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0. Still time to get some runs, but we're into the sixth inning. Can't wait too much longer. Here comes the pitch. And Ortiz gets around and fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Devin Ortiz from Huntley, New Jersey. Normally he's over at third, tonight at first base. Slightly open stance, waits for the pitch, and he tried to hold up. The ball hit his bat and went foul, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Action in both bullpens. Big orange moon floating over the city now, rising off to the east. Going to have a beautiful full moon tonight, and right now it is lovely with the dust in the air. It's got an orange glow right now. Delivery to Ortiz. He ducks away from the high hard. 1 ball, 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wonder if Neil Armstrong's mini-U.S. flag is still planted on there 56 years later.
What a moment that was.
Oh, yeah.
Line drive down the right field line will slice foul and out of play.
July 20th, 1969 on a Sunday. 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. Leader of the Apollo 11 crew, 38-year-old, then 38-year-old Neil Armstrong, the first man to set foot on the moon, and Buzz Aldrin had joined him as well.
If you were alive then, you'll never forget it. It was an incredible moment. Almost as incredible as the night before when they had the spaceship floating around the moon, and to see the other side of the moon, and it was just a fantastic time. Called strike 3. Speaking of fantastic, this left-hander for Springfield, Brycen Mautz, he has been fantastic tonight. He's gotten 2 strikeouts in this inning. That is 5 in a row. Both of the strikeouts in this inning of the called variety. And here's Moises Gomez to try to break through. Off the plate, ball 1.
Yeah, Michael Collins, the third member, the only one who didn't really set foot outside. He might have, but he was in the lunar capsule for the most part, just making sure that everything is still in place.
Foul tip off his foot. And Gomez hobbling around up the first baseline. He's got to walk that one off.
That was the dream of the late John F. Kennedy at the beginning of the 60s. He had the goal. It's sad that he didn't live to see it, but having a man on the moon before the end of the decade, and it was the end of the decade of the 60s when that dream became a reality.
He said we were going to do it, and the Americans did do it. Gomez Still limping a little bit as he heads back to the plate. He's up there now. Stands close to the plate, holds the bat high. Here's the pitch. Started to go, held up, but it was in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The crowd getting on the umpire did not like the call.
Not to stay on the subject too much, but can you believe Buzz Aldrin's still alive at the age of 95?
Well, I heard him speak one night. Great speaker, had a lot of interesting stuff to say. Ball 2. 2-2. Gomez trying to find a way to get on there, keep this inning alive. Acuna on deck. Gomez waits, here's the pitch. Got a piece of it, fouled it straight back to the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gomez back in there. He's waiting. Here comes Mautz pitch on the way. Gomez takes it low for a ball. Oh, they called it a strike. Gomez cannot believe it. The fans can't believe it. And I'll have to say, I can't believe it. But Gomez is giving the umpire, and there he goes. He's been tossed. My goodness.
It's actually a 7-2-0 Cardinals. There's Andrew Moore now on the mound for San Antonio. Pitching change brought to you by Backdot Bid. Leadoff batter Darlin Boquete. The DH looks at a strike as we start the 7th. 0-1. He has reached on an error that led to the 2 Cardinal runs in the second and popped to short. So Yost out of the ball game, and the pitch fastball and a strike in the outside corner. 0-2. Ripken Reyes, who has spent a brief time with AAA El Paso, back with the Missions, and now playing right field after Moises Gomez was ejected by the plate umpire Alex Shears for that called 3rd strike to end the 6th inning. And a foul off the mask of the catcher Oswaldo Linares, and the count will hold it 0-2. And the starter Brycen Mautz getting stronger. He had struck out 6 straight batters, and he now has himself a total of 10 in this game. Moore holding his set. I'll have the line on Yost as well. And the right-hander kicks, 2-strike delivery. Fastball high and outside. 1-2 and for Andrew Moore, as the Mission is 22nd appearance all in relief, 3-1 with a 4.03 ERA. 22 in the 3rd innings of pitching, 13 hits, 10 runs all earned, 23 walks, 32 strikeouts. The 1-2 swung on and fouled back, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Darlin Boquete. And we'll have the line on Yost, who settled down nicely despite giving up those pair of runs in the second, although not really his fault in the pitch. Slider low and outside, and the count will leave it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Eric Yost pitched superbly after a little shaky start, but he was great tonight.
Moore working quickly. The infield spread out, 2-0 Cardinals, and the pitch, and that misses outside, and the count now full at 3-2. And for Yost, he went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. And the next pitch is fouled off, and the count remains 3-2 on Boquete. Back to the top of the order as the left fielder, Noah Medlinger, is on deck. 89 pitches for Yost, 54 for strikes. Now holding his set again is Moore. Payoff pitch coming up. Here it is. Fastball up high, ball 4, and Boquete walks to lead off the 7th inning. Last thing you want to do when you're trailing by 2 runs, and this Missions team just for the 4th straight game have gone at least 2/3 not being able to get any runs. And as Bob mentioned, the starter Mautz has given up only 1 hit. And last night the Missions did have 6 hits, but still lost 6-2. Thrown a first down in time. Boquete diving back. He is a pretty good base stealer. He has 17 steals. He's been caught stealing 4 times. Cardinals did have a stolen base when Bernal stole 2nd in the 3rd, so now they have 148 thefts this year. Moving in at 3rd, Castañón at the belt is Moore. He delivers, And a ball bunted down to third base line. A good one. Barehanded by Castellon. One play on to first, and it's in time to get Mendlinger for the out. Good bunt by Mendlinger as Castellon came in. The only way to play it, the bare hand, which he did, and he throws out Mendlinger. A sack, 5-3 if you're scoring. One out. Moquete will go to second, and now the batter will be the shortstop, Jeremy Rivas. Had himself a base hit, and when the throw went to third as Bellinger went there in the first, Rivas eventually went to second. He's also hit a comebacker to Yost, who threw him out on a 1-3 play in the second, and he flied to center in the fifth. So a runner at second for Springfield, and one out in the seventh. They lead by a score of 2-0. The pitch fouled off to the right side. Moore on a few occasions had reached 100. He's a big fellow, and they count 0-1, formerly with the Mariners and the Reds organization. He was dealt early this year from Cincinnati to San Diego in a deal that sent veteran journeyman Connor Joe to the Reds. Now the stretch. Long stretch spin and a pickoff play at second as Villar snuck in there to take the throw, not in time, but Moquete gets back. Two more games between these two clubs tomorrow night at 7:05, and the finale will be this Sunday, August the 10th at 6:05, and then the Missions will hit the road up to T-Town, Tulsa, Oklahoma. They'll start a 6-game set against the Tulsa Drillers, the Dodgers AA affiliate, next Tuesday, August 12th at One Oak Field in Tulsa. 0-1 pitch, fastball, and that missed outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rivas, a 208 hitter coming into the game. Rivas didn't play last night. He's had 3 hits in the series against San Antonio. The 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss as Moore kept the fastball away from Rivas, who falls behind the ball and 2 strikes. On deck, the catcher, Leonardo Bernal. Cardinals 23-13 on top in the North. 4 games up from Arkansas, Tulsa, and Wichita. The Missions tied with Midland for second at 16 and 26 games back. Runner goes, and a hit and run is swung on. A late swing by Rivas, and he fouls it on the roof behind us and out of play. Good jump by McKetty, who actually had the base stolen. If Rivas didn't swing at it and make contact, and he fouls it off. And the count is still 1-2 on the Cardinals shortstop. Cardinals getting both runs in the second off the departed starter Eric Yost, pitcher of record on the short side. With 2-0 score. Moore delivers. Fastball way up high. Taken for a ball, 2-2. Moore trying to work quickly. Looks in to his catcher Linares for the sign. Line near the bag at second. Moore checks the runner at second. The pitch. Drive in the left center field. Racing hard and coming in to his right. On the run is Hoppen. He makes a fine running catch. Throw to second, not in time. Wind pushed it in as it was hit in the air to medium left center, but Hoppen got a good read on the ball and a good jump on it as he had to come in with the wind pushing it in. Makes a fine running catch for the second out, so Moquete remains at second. Cardinals lead 2-0. Here's the catcher, Leonardo Bernal. Switch hitter still bad left-handed. Hit into tap 3-2 double play in the first, single to right and still a base in the third. And he drew a walk in the fifth inning against Yost. Moore deals, bouncer hit, wide of first, backhanded by Ortiz. Fires on to Moore, covering first. Bernal's retired, and so are the Cardinals. Here in the seventh, nice job by Moore after giving up that leadoff walk in the inning. And for the Cardinals, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time on this Friday night here at Wolf Stadium in San Antonio. It is still the Springfield Cardinals 2 and the San Antonio Missions nothing. Missions Baseball and Country Legends, KKYX. Missions will bat in the bottom of the 7th inning, facing a new pitcher. This pitching change brought to you by Mac.Bid. Right-hander Taylor Bratt, B-R-A-D as in David T. 5'11", 195-pounder. 24 years of age out of Henrico, Virginia. And he'll be facing the shortstop, Francisco Acuna. Will lead off for the Missions last to 7th inning, 3rd. Mendoza the pitch, and this one is hit in the foul off to the third base side, and it goes out of play in the count. No balls and 1 strike on the Mission shortstop. Acuna tonight has struck out and hit a comebacker to the pitcher. Mautz is out of the game, 0-for-2. Rodbrady again in the pitch, and the fastball and the strike in the outside corner. And now the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Missions will have the heart of their batting order here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The DH Albert Fabian on deck, and the third baseman Marcus Castagnone will follow here in the last of the 7th, with the Missions trailing 2-0. Eric Yost really settled down nicely after that shaky start, in the fastball way inside, and Cunha was brushed back out of the way of that pitch, and now the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Now the stretch by Brad. He deals in the dirt, bounces away for the catcher Bernal, and the count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As a pitching staff, the Cardinals second best in the Texas League with a 3.57 ERA behind the Midland Rockhounds, who have a 3.36 ERA. Both those teams did clinch it in the first half. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball to third next to the line. Playing perfectly, Mendoza, he's up and it on to first in time to Page for the out. Cunha's retired on the 5-3 putout. He's now 0-for-3. 1 out in the last of the 7th, and the cleanup hitter and DH Albert Fabian will bat for the 3rd time. He has struck out and popped to third, so he is 0-for-2 tonight.
Well, Brant, or rather Mendoza, playing that perfectly. Like you said, they often are over there close to the line to prevent any extra base hit.
Especially late in the ball game. And the pitch to Fabian way inside, 1-0. Bradshaw is joining the ball club, only his 2nd appearance in relief. Worked 1 inning, giving up a run, a hit, and a home run. Walked done, struck out, done. Right-handed kicks, the 1-0 delivery, and this one is popped up into shallow left center field. Center fielder Baez coming in, and Joshua Baez makes the catch. 2 down. The Missions have got to figure out a way how to hit not only this ballpark, but figure out a way to hit against a very talented and deep Cardinals pitching staff. Starters and relievers. By the way, speaking of starters, Mautz went 6 innings. He was outstanding. No runs on only 1 hit. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. 91 pitches, 57 for strikes for Mautz. Pitcher of record on the winning side of a 2-0 score. Marcus Castagnone, the batter, with 2 down. He takes the pitch off the outside corner, and the count 1-0. Pratt pitched at East Carolina. Cardinals drafted him in the 16th round 2 years ago. And the next pitch, low and outside to Castagnone, and the count 2-0. The man who had hit a pair of home runs this past weekend in Frisco in the Missions had 1 at 4-2 and gave the run support Eric Yost needed for his Double-A debut to pick up his first win. He was brilliant because he went 6 1/3 innings, a run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And again, despite the shaky start and the error by Villar that led to 2 runs, he really did not pitch bad at all. 2-0 pitch, and that missed outside, and the count 3-0.
And Castellanos had 12 hits in his last 13 games. Very high batting average over that stretch.
Yeah, he's starting to come around. You're right about that, Bob. Mission certainly need his bat. They need Sanabria and Gomez all to hit well. They each had 3 hits in the same game in Amarillo. Fastball, and that just missed outside. Ball 4, and Castagnone keeps the inning alive. He walks on 4 pitches. First walk allowed by Bratt. Third walk allowed by Cardinal pitching. That is only the 4th base runner the Missions have had in this game all night. Now the time run to play to the form of the second baseman, Anthony Villar, who's driven in 5 runs in the series. But tonight he's walked and struck out. That's that error that he committed led to the 2 Cardinal runs as the pitch is on the inside corner to Villar, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Now Brant getting a sign now from the catcher Bernal, and the pitch on the inside corner for strike, and the count 0-2. Castellon, the runner at first with 2 outs. He walked here in the 7th, and the Mission's trailing the Cardinals 2-0. They had won 3 in a row, but have lost the last 2 games to Springfield here at the Wolf. Shade left center as Baez the pitch, and it swung on and missed. And for the second time tonight, Villar has struck out. Side retired, first strikeout for Brandon. Joshua Baez, the Cardinals center fielder, leads off against Andrew Moore. Here in the 8th, Cardinals lead 2-0. Moore came on to relieve in the 7th inning after Eric Yost went the first 6 innings and starts the right-hand batter off with a slider away, and it's ball 1. Baez has grounded a second fly to right, single to center and still a base. Actually, he has one of the 2 steals. So the Cardinals now with 149 steals, and the fastball inside and low, 2-0. Early on, I said 1 steal. Of course, Bernard stealing second, and then Baez stealing his 24th bag. Now is the play where Bernal had been on third, and I talked about Linares having to hold the runner at third after he threw to second twice yesterday, and a run would come in to score, but this time he learned his lesson and experience to chalk it up. And then Mendoza struck out against Yost to get out of further trouble, but the Missions have to start hitting. 2-0 pitch, and this one is sliced down the right field line. It's heading toward the Picty area. Giving it a chase is Campbell down to play. Tonight's attendance, 3,687 on this soccer jersey giveaway night here at Wolf Stadium. Now the stretch, the 2-1 pitch. And there's the strike at the outside corner, 2-2. As I mentioned about Yost, he won 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, but 1 earned. Walked 3 and struck out 4. Moore getting a sign from Linares, the right-hander stretching. 2-2 pitch coming up, and here it is. Swung on and fouled back. Baez got a piece of it to remain alive at 2-2. Tomorrow's game at 7:05. We'll have the Budweiser on Dick Show at 6:50 p.m. on Country Legends KKYX. Jared Kolar pitched very well in the last start in Frisco. Will take them out for San Antonio, 1-5. Cade Woodquist, 1-0, 1.76 ERA, will take them out for Springfield. The swing and a miss, and Baez has struck out. 1 out here in the 8th inning, and for Moore, that's his first strikeout. And now the third baseman, Ramon Mendoza, is at the plate. Officially 0 for 2. He had drawn a walk his first time up in the 2nd, and since then he had struck out twice. 1 slinky in the 3rd and 1 swinging in the 5th inning. Deep at 3rd is Castellon. Now Moore goes back to the plate. Fastball high and outside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. So we'll have that Hill Country Relief Fund and special game tomorrow with Manu Ginobili throwing out the first pitch, and the next pitch is outside as Moore trying to pitch away from Mendoza, who's ahead 2-0.
Isn't it great that the Red Sox and Padres going to do the same thing in the big leagues for that relief fund?
Very nice cause indeed. 2-0 pitch. Fastball taken for a strike at the outside corner, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, but they'll be doing it up there just in the batting practice.
Infield deep and toward the left. Moore ready again. 2-1 pitch coming up. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and the count 2-2. San Antonio Beach, your go-to for flavor and value. Bombo Seafood. They're known for big plates, fresh ingredients, and now all of your favorite Bombo classics for just $9.99. And the kick, here's the pitch. Low 3-2. What they serve, perfectly grilled fish to their signature Bombo rice. Every dish is packed with taste, and nothing pairs better than one of their refreshing Bombo Chiladas. Visit Bombo Seafood today, where bold flavor and great value come together. It's not just good, it's Magnifico. Swing and a miss on a slider away. And down goes Mendoza. Strike 3, struck him out, so Morris fanned the first 2 here in the 8th. Now with 2 center side, they'll bring up the first baseman, Trey Page. He had reached on a fielder's choice and scored the first of the 2 corner runs on the error committed by Villar in the 2nd. He's also flying to center and bounced to first on a 3-1 putout, 0 for 3. He's had a home run in the series, and he swings and fouls it off. Might have gotten a piece of Linares, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Cardinals have been around since 2005. They used to be the El Paso Diablos, which had been an Angel, Brewer, and Diamondback affiliate. Swing and a miss, a fastball inside. 0-2 they used to play at Dudley Field, then they played at Cohen Stadium, and now you have a AAA team there, which is the AAA affiliate of the Padres, the El Paso Chihuahuas, playing at Southwest University Park. That's a nice giant palace there.
It's a beautiful park, and probably ours in 28 will be something similar.
That would be great. The 0-2 delivery and a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. More strikes out the side. Nice job by the Georgia native. He has looked very sharp in his 2 innings of activity so far. 3 up and 3 down, nothing across, and that is the 3rd time the Cardinals have been set down. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Missions need runs. They trail 2-0 back after this. Bottom of the 8th, 2-0 Springfield. Cardinals have a new pitcher, right-hander Hunter Hayes, 6'1", 185-pounder, just turned 25 3 days ago on August 5th from Citrus Heights, California. And he'll be facing Oswaldo Linares, who's still looking for his first hit of the mission, and swings and misses on fastball away, 0-1. Tonight he has flied the left and has been struck out, 0-2, and he's 0 for 11 as the mission. And the 1-strike delivery. There's the looper in the left center. He may have his first hit, and he does. It falls in to lead off the 8th inning. Soft line drive single. And the center fielder Bias will play it back in. So the Missions with only their 2nd hit off Cardinal pitching, and the first off Hayes. And with no one out, it brings up the left fielder, Jacob Campbell.
Yeah, I was just about to say, be a perfect time to get his first base hit. And he gets it, leads off the inning, and brings the tying run to the plate.
Correction, right fielder Jacob Campbell. Of course, Ripken Reyes now playing left. Campbell bounced out on a 1-4-3 play in the 3rd and took a called third strike in the 5th inning. And the pitch fastball up high, 1-0 for Brady, 1 inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, and a strikeout, and Hayes coming on to relieve. And he's making his AA debut for Springfield. Comes back with a curveball. And that missed low and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Missions hoping to take advantage of a raw pitcher coming into AA. And the next pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch away from the right-hand batter. And the count to Campbell is 2-1. Campbell from Janesville, Wisconsin. Hayes played at the University of Pacific. That's in Stockton, California. Here's the 2-1. Off the outside corner, 3-1. Stockton, a long time California League city, which used to be High A. And now the California League and the Midwest League flip-flop classifications. Midwest League is High A. California League is Low A. The pitch, slice foul, hit high in the air to the right side. And this will head toward the seats near the picnic area, and now to play. Full count, 3-2. So Campbell would like to get at least a walk here. He's the time at the plate with Linares on first. He led up with a left center field single. And to stretch the payoff pitch. And this one, sky to shallow left center field. Hustling in now is the left fielder Mendlinger, and Mendlinger with a fine running catch. 1 down, and Linares has to hold it first. So Campbell's now 0 for 3, and now the center fielder White Hoppin will step in. He had walked and was called out on strikes his last time up in the 6th, and he's officially 0 for 1. Mission's getting some action in their bullpen right now. And it looks like that's right-hander Stephen Jones warming up very quickly, though Moore was outstanding tonight. Slow ground ball hit to the right side, hustling to his left. The second baseman, Moore, he spins, the throw to first, won't get him. So Hoppins aboard with a 1-out single as Linares will go to second. What a hustling effort by Moore. It had seeing eye base hit written all over that one. Moore hustled, trying to get to the ball as quickly as he could, but he had no chance to get Hoppin. And the Missions have 2 hits here in the 8th inning. Will Lightning strike again? It's only the 3rd hit tonight. Mautz, the starter, had allowed only 1 hit through the first 6 innings.
I was just going to say, hit them where they ain't, and that's what Hoffman did. Little roller, just trickled through.
Devin Ortiz, the batter, he's had a tough night, struck out twice, hit into a double play, and he butts down the first base line. It's a good one. Taken by Page, and he lunges, and He is out as Ortiz still went out of the baseline, but he's out nonetheless as Page still applied the tag, although Ortiz went out of the baseline. Still out regardless, but he still gets the runners over. A very nice bunt indeed. He tried to avoid the tag. Page tagged him out. First base umpire Chase Eubanks said that Ortiz ran out of the baseline nonetheless. 2 men away. But the Missions have 2 men in scoring position. Lenars to third and Hoppe to second. Now the pitching coach for the Springfield Cardinals, Eric Peterson, going out to the mound. It's up down to Ripken Reyes, who's back with the ball club. And remember him, he was a guy that not only has had 4 bunts that has driven in runs, but I remember when he had 2 3-run triples in one series against Amarillo, and in that same series he had a 3-run homer. So Reyes, who had spent great time again in El Paso but back with the club, is the next scheduled batter. And instead of wearing number 27, which is worn by the newest Terminator for the Missions, Garrett Hawkins, he is wearing Tyson Hutchins' old number, a neighbor's old number, I should say. Number 14, Neighbors getting dealt to the Orioles a week ago yesterday. And the trade that sent Ryan O'Hearn from the Orioles to the Padres. So Reyes, switch hitter, batting left-handed, hitting .226 with 2 homers and 22 RBIs. And the pitch and a strike call in the inside corner to Reyes. 0-1. Came in the ball game when Moises Gomez was ejected by the plate umpire Alex Shears after he was called down on strikes in the 6th inning. So Reyes playing left and Campbell at right. Runners at second and third. 2 down, 2-0 Springfield. The pitch, and it grazes him, and the bases are loaded. Looks like Reyes is shaking his hand. Hopefully he's all right, and now he's the go-ahead run on it first. And now it's up to Francisco Acuna, the shortstop. So he is 0 for 3 tonight. Fly to right and struck out twice. So Reyes got hit, so Lenars still on third. Up in a second, and Reyes on first. Stretched out by Hayes, the pitch, slider and a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. This is the best opportunity that the Missions have had all night.
And Acuna do, after that double, the leading off the game last ball game, he's 0 for 6.
First 3 games in the 8th, they scored. Line drive into center field, but right there is the center fielder, Baez, and he grabs it. Can't fault Acuna. Lined it hard, but Baez, who nearly misjudged it, corralled it, caught the line drive, and the sides retired. And for the first time in the series, the Missions do not score in the 8th inning. So for San Antonio, the inning. No runs, 2 hits, hit batsmen. They lead, the bases loaded. At the end of 8, it's still the Springfield Cardinals 2 and the San Antonio Missions 0. Missions Baseball and Country Legends KKYX for 3. 303 hitter coming into the game. Nice job by Andrew Moore, holding the Cardinals at bay when he came on to relieve in the 7th inning. The next pitch, slider hit off the end of the bat, a foul ball in the count 0-2 for Moore. He went 2 innings, gave up no runs and no hits. He had struck out 3 and walked 1. He struck out the side in the 8th inning. Missions with a golden opportunity date, but could not score. Jones stretches and he delivers. Slider again fouled off, and the count is still at 0-2. And for Jones, his 34th appearance, 3-3 in a 4.26 ERA, 44 in the 3rd innings, 47 hits allowed, 23 runs, 21 earned, 11 walks, 42 strikeouts. As time called, Oketa will step out. Missions had loaded them up with 2 men out, but unfortunately, Acuna lined hard to the center fielder Baez, who caught his line drive, and the Missions rally was stymied. Swing and a miss, a fastball away, and Oketa strikes out for the 2nd straight time. 1 out, 4 straight strikeouts for Missions pitching. First for Jones, and San Antonio pitching has now set down 7 in a row. 1 out in the 9th inning for the second baseman, Brody Moore. He has walked, he has flied to right, and bounced to short. Officially 0 for 2. He's a right-hand batter. The infield back deep. Way off the line at first is Ortiz. The kick and the pitch on the way. And a half swing, but looked like more went around than he did. 0-1. Jones, the former Rockies pitcher, mainly used as a setup band. Moore hitting just 194 coming into the game. And there's a ground ball to short. Diving to his left is Acuna. Can't get it. Base hit to left center field. Up with the ball is Hoppin. He'll play it back in. It's a 1-out single for Moore, who's reached base twice. And that is the Cardinals' first hit since the 5th inning off Eric Yost. So right now in this ball game, they have 6 hits. And with 1 away, it brings up the number 9 hitter in DH, Darlin Moquete, who had reached on the big error committed by Villar. That knocked in the 2 runs for the Cards in the second. He's also popped to short, and he's drawn a walk. Righty gets righty, the pitch, and Jones' fastball is outside to the right hand hitting Moquete, and it's 1-0. Moquete made his Springfield debut in the series, and he was 8th in the Cardinals organization with 13 homers in 80 games for Peoria. And a line drive grabbed by Jones. He'll throw to first, double play. It was a soft line drive as McKinney's bat apparently was sawed off. And it was a floating line drive. Jones grabbed it, had all the time in the world to double up Morris. He threw onto Ortiz. A 1-3 double play, and the side is retired. So for the Cardinals in the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. Last chance for the Missions as we head to the bottom of the 9th, and still the Cardinals 2 and the Missions nothing. Back to the Wolf after this. Castellone ready, the 0-1. Soft line drive in the left center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Ball picked up on a hop by Mendlinger. I'm sure Acuna's probably muttering himself, saying, I wish I could have had it, but nothing he could do. But Fabian has the lead-off single for the Missions here in the 9th inning. So San Antonio has had 3 hits in the last couple of innings after being held to 1 hit through the first 7 innings. And now the tying run to play to the form of the third baseman Marcus Castagnone. And keep in mind he has 10 home runs this year. Tonight he has popped to second, he singled and walked, and he takes a strike in the count 0-1. This is the man you want at the plate if you're a Missions fan or a teammate. Castagnone, who certainly had provided some pop over the last few years for San Antonio. The infield to the left, the pitch popped up foul to the right side. Looks like this is going to fall short of the roof, and it lands in the upper reserve seats and out of play, and Castagnone in the hole, 0-2. Castellone going after his 6th save. He and Rockhead are tied for the club lead with 5 saves. 2-4 with a 4.8 ERA and 35th relief appearance. 45 innings of pitching, 41 hits allowed, 25 runs, 24 earned, 14 walks, 67 strikeouts. Right-hander stretching and the 2-strike pitch and a swing and a miss, and Castagnone goes down on strikes. 1 out, first strikeout for Castellone. Certainly wants to make up for that wild night. He and Barrero just had problems. Wild pitches hit batsman. So the Missions down to the last 2 outs, and Anthony Villar, who had that big 2-run double in that come from behind 5-4 win for the Missions on Tuesday, steps in. He's had a tough night. Besides that error that led to the 2 Cardinal runs, he has walked but has struck out twice. And a swing and a miss in the count 0-1. Sure, he might be feeling a little bit anxious after what happened in that 2nd inning.
I always say it, but if that wind isn't blowing in over the right field, if you get it up in the air, it can go. Won't this time.
Ground ball to short, taken by Rivas, the second for 1, and on to first in time, and the ball game's over. What a backhand play by Rivas. 6-4, 3-double play, and the Missions lose a tough one by a score of 2-0. Castellone getting a hug from his catcher, Leonardo Bernal, and all the Cardinals, who have now beaten the Missions 3 straight times, will go on the field to give each other congratulations, high fives and all. So the Cardinals are now 24-13 in the second half, while the Missions are now 5 games below 500 again at 16-21. Not too long ago, they were 13-18. So the 9th inning for the Missions, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Stay tuned for the postgame show coming up next here on Country Legends KKYX. I will have the summary of tonight's game as well as the Texas and Major League scores. So for Boswell Boner and our producer tonight, Colt Martinez. This is Stu Paul saying so long and stand by for now. So the final score in Game 4 of the 6-game set for the Wolf in San Antonio was Springfield 2 and San Antonio nothing.